nothing better than the fit of a dress or suit that's been tailor-made for you. In fact, the same can be said about custom-built furniture.
This is Alex Alvarez, my brother Fernando Alvarez. We are from Lejeune Upholstery and Manufacturing.
We've been reupholstering and custom manufacturing furniture for over 50 years and perfecting the art in the custom tailored furniture.
We take an inside look at the process of building furniture that's been custom made for you on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. One of the nicest things about ordering custom furniture is that it's truly that. You get to select all of the materials that it's made from, down to the cushions that you sit on. Today, you will see how furniture design begins to take shape, the layering process behind upholstery, methods used to create tailor-made furnishings, and so much more. We're here today at Lejeune Upholstery talking about all things custom furniture and upholstery, joined by Alex and Fernando Alvarez. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project.
Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure.
Well, so we're excited to share with our viewers sort of a peek behind the scenes at how furnishings and custom furnishings specifically are all made, because there's so much to the process. Before we jump in, why don't you share with us a little bit of background about Lejeune, because from what I understand, it's a family business.
It is a family business. It was started by our parents. I'm the youngest of three boys. This is Fernando, the middle brother, and then Jerry is the oldest brother. And we all kind of fell into different facets of the business.
So that is awesome. So you all work together and create beautiful things. So those beautiful pieces of furniture have to start somewhere, and it initially starts with a sketch.
So basically it all starts with a sketch designed by perhaps the designer and the customer and ourselves.
I specifically love that it's hand-drawn.
Correct.
And all of the details from the pitch of the back of the chair, everything is noted
correct
on there.
All the internals, that's how we started. There's no AutoCAD. These are the AutoCADs right here.
So you can make a piece of furniture be as beautiful as you want on the outside, but to us it's more important how it's put together.
The bones have to be good.
Yes. For example, when you take this leg post, which most manufacturers would only use the beautiful, expensive species of wood in the parts that are exposed. We go ahead and we make it one piece of wood all the way to the top, including the backrest, which is not going to be visible. But by doing that, you are achieving optimal structural integrity.
That's correct.
And that's what it's really all about. So now we've got these parts. We've got some other things over there. I see an entire chair. What is this going to be, a little swivel chair?
Of a circular or round vanity stool. And here you can do the cha-cha-cha on this one.
Lots of movement on that.
Different type of bases are offered, but this one basically swivels 360.
This looks like some sort of hardware here for the chair.
It's like a Lazy Susan. They offer them in many different sizes. The heavy duty one is the one we buy. It'll fit underneath the frame.
So size to fit.
Depending on the size of the design that you're building, we'll use one accordingly. Here, this one's a little bit larger than this one, so this one is more appropriate for this particular chair. So it doesn't tip over. That's a big deal. So
there's a lot of engineering that kind of goes into this as well. Now I'm noticing the curvature. So anything curved when you're dealing with wood, I know is a specialty. It's just more involved.
And something as simple as this chair, it's very, very easy to where it loses its grace. It's supposed to be a vanity chair, and if you do those too square, too round, or you're just too severe on some of the turns, it loses that essence.
Absolutely. So the wood frames are so well made, but sometimes we want additional items to be used in addition to the wood frame, perhaps an accent leg. Do you have anything else, an example that you could show us here?
We do, and basically we can make the bases out of acrylic, perhaps, which is very hot and it's been around for a long time.
Very on trend here, especially in South Florida. I love this look.
Basically, here you see an example of the acrylic on the legs, and it's a swiveling top.
So the way that this is kind of put together, sometimes you think about the legs have just a screw where they screw on. So this is actually really reinforced into the sides. We talked about strength.
We have to come up with some intricate designs and forms of engineering where we can have structural integrity with a piece of acrylic, but you don't see what attaches it.
So this is the base.
This is the base.
Where does it go from here?
Basically, we'll do an order internally for the shop. And this is a picture of the finished piece with the base and all the specifications on how to prepare it. for the shop.
And there's a lot of information on there.
A lot.
I'm excited to continue touring through because we are going to show everyone at home sort of how the process works.
That's right.
We're going to visit some of the other departments here at Lejeune Upholstery, and we are going to do that when we come back. Coming up, we take an inside look at how custom furniture takes shape on SoFlo Home Project.
You've probably seen the Good Greek trucks on the road, and they are more than just the best looking trucks on the road. Good Greek has the largest fleet of any moving company, and these trucks are new when we first buy them and fully equipped with the latest technology. Having the largest fleet in the state, customers never have to experience the common excuse in the industry of our truck broke down or we're running late. We always have backup trucks, we have backup crews, we can always cover our jobs, and we're doing over 100 jobs a day at times. All of our trucks are brand new when we purchase them, and they come fully equipped with the latest in technology, including cameras, backup systems, and now we're going to also have driver assist in the latest trucks, which keeps the truck in lane and helps braking as it approaches another vehicle or object. So customers can be assured that their belongings are going to get there safely because we've done our due diligence in the hiring process with who we put behind the wheel, but we also give that driver all the advantages of the best equipment possible. We have a large enough fleet that we can actually specialize in not just residential moving, but also in commercial moving. We move a lot of businesses, quite often after hours, and quite often across country. Good Greek can help you whether it's a small move or a large move, local, long distance, residential or commercial, and we've got all the equipment that's necessary to handle any type of move, but just as important, perhaps more important, we've got the right people, properly trained, skilled, and professional.
Good Greek moving and storage, your superhero movers.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to talk about all things custom furniture here at Lejeune Upholstery with Alex and Fernando Alvarez. So before the break, we talked about the process of building the frame for a chair or a piece of custom furniture. But there's so many more things in the steps to creating the finished piece, and I love that you have this great show and tell.
Yeah, this prototype is we find is the best way to showcase kind of how we build things. First of all, like we mentioned before, is the quality of wood. So we use 5/4 inch poplar and 6/4, which is above industry standard. You got to start with that structural integrity.
Yep.
And from there on up, a very, very important thing also is to make sure that the corners are not only glued and well cut, but they're also screwed into place. This showcases both types of springs. This is the more traditional coil spring, and this is a sinuous spring. They're both very good, but they kind of have like their own little characteristics and different uses.
So what are the differences when it comes to the different types of springs?
So basically, the no sag or zigzag springs that are on the back frame right there, basically those are a little bit less range of motion. And in this particular case, you have the no sag springs on the back. This is a tight back design. And here you see how they're all placed right next to each other, very close.
Right.
And what we use is towards the ends, very important, use a heavier gauge no sag spring on the ends. So it needs a lot more support for that particular part of the frame.
The no sag is very good, but you have a limited range of motion. If somebody wants that feel of a 1959 Cadillac when they sit down, you definitely want to go with the coil springs because we can adjust that height depending on the springs that we use and give you that feel. And we find that it's particularly important in a tight seat design.
So this way, when it's a tight seat, meaning like you don't have the cushions on top.
Correct.
So when we think about the quality of a custom piece of furniture, all of these things really are the things that make it as such, because each piece is unique and different all the way down to everything you see underneath. But then there's something else. The cushions are another part of the comfort of the piece.
So in this particular case, this is a high-end cushion. It's called an envelope type cushion. So basically you have an inner core of foam.
Okay.
And there are channels above and beneath of feathers.
I see the feathers
to create
here.
the cushion. And here you are.
I love that this is clear. We can all see exactly the way it's wrapped.
So the inner foam core Depending
What does
on
that
what
look
the
like?
customer may want,
This
there's
is
a
it.
medium type density foam, which we typically would use on a standard envelope type cushion. That's what
Okay.
we would use.
So this
which is
oh, so this is that's a
yeah,
nice.
it's a medium density for an average seat cushion.
And then those who might want a firmer seat or something
There
a little
are
softer.
many other densities of foams.
Comfort is a very relative term. Some people
Yes.
like things to be very firm, to the point where I tell them, don't even waste your money on doing an envelope type system, because that involves a lot of labor and feathers as well. So you do more of a commercial foam with fiber bond, where you literally just wrap foam and fiber bond.
And this
where
kind of is giving you that down feel
Right,
with
you have
the
both.
firmness
Correct.
of a foam.
you have that initial softness when you sit down, and then the foam gives you the support that you need. And we try to make it so that things last as long as possible. One of the things that you do is you make it reversible. So the channeling that you have on top, we also have in the bottom. And that way they're able to
so
turn the
you
cushion
can-
over.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, so now we've talked about a lot of the important things when it comes to comfort and structure of the piece. And we are going to take a look at how it all comes together, or rather is all stitched together in the upholstering when we come back. Coming up next, we show you what to look for when choosing long-lasting furniture on SoFlo Home Project. All right, guys, pack it up. SoFlo Home Project is moving. I'm design expert Alena Capra, and SoFlo Home Project is moving to Sundays at 5:30. Same fabulous homes, design tips, and projects, different day. SoFlo Home Project moves Sunday, September 3rd. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing our day here at Lejeune Upholstery with Alex and Fernando Alvarez. So before the break, we took a look at how the frames were made, how the cushions were made, and all of the springs and all of the kind of the bones, right? But now we've got the finished pieces. I think this is kind of the beautiful part. As a designer, my favorite part is seeing the completed pieces. We've moved locations. We're actually now in what is more of your showroom.
Right, we call it Lejeune Studio, and it's one place where our customers can come and see many different styles of arms, of legs, of whatever you want, and kind of mix and match and put it all together here.
I love that. So it's really like a kind of a place where you can, like you said, like play and figure out the things if someone is unsure of what they're looking for. Seeing the different stitching, the different types of channeling, and I thought maybe we could kind of talk about those and educate our viewers a little bit more on things they might want to ask for, things they might like. So we have just seen how comfortable you make your furniture with all of that great padded cushions, and I want to sit down and test it.
Please.
Test the comfort. Because
By all
it
means.
it is great. So this is so nice. So the comfort is definitely there when it comes to custom, but it's not just about comfort, also about the style. There's so much more. You have to think about the arm. You have to think about if there's a skirt,
That's right.
the seat, the cushions,
As far as the arms are concerned, you'll have the traditional roll arm,
which is this.
with
yeah.
or without pleats. It could be with a welted edge. The more traditional square box arm, a little more
We
little
see this
modern,
a lot
but
in the
yeah.
very modern
The
designs.
modern
very
design,
popular.
correct. There's a whole bunch of different seams that you could put on the edges, and
There's
let's
so
see
many
which direction.
details. And
Correct.
what's so interesting is like this is a higher arm, right? That's a lower arm. Just something as simple as the arm height.
Depending on where the item is going to be placed. For example, in a formal living room, you may want to have a little shorter seat depth, a little bit higher
Right.
seat height, and a taller arm. Then on the other extreme, you have a family room, TV room. Everything will be a little lower, a little deeper, and potentially a lower arm.
Now behind you is, I think, a great example of some different options. Maybe when you're doing a custom bed and headboard and things like that, or also on a sofa back.
Well, these are four just styles of many different ones that we can offer. This over here is a traditional channeling. The channeling could be done in different widths, of course. That one over there is kind of a modern twist to a diamond tufting.
Yes.
Where over here you see the one that's the more
diamond.
traditional,
Yep.
where it's folded. It's actually pleated. Finally, up top, we have the one that we call the Cotton Club, because we have a whole entire collection that has that detail. And now it's important you pick the right fabric, and we always help with that decision
And that
making
is
process.
key. The fabric really is
Oh, yeah.
everything. And when there's print, you might not be doing diamond tufting, but
Correct.
when it's something per se, this sofa and a print, you may need more fabric.
That is correct.
That's right.
So things like a skirted sofa, this is a very kind of a clean looking, transitional kind of feel almost.
That's right. This particular skirt that you're seeing is what we call down here waterfall skirt. It's almost like an attached slipcover look.
Yes.
And then you've got pieces that you can make just what we call built to the floor. So
And
it's
that's
just
more
a
the
tight seat.
contemporary clean
Yeah,
look
just a much
visually.
cleaner look. And then you can just design to your heart's content.
So many options. So we talk about that truly custom product, but you guys here at Lejeune Upholstery take it one step further. You really make sure the customers, the homeowners, get that perfect fit in the furniture they're sitting in, and we are going to show you how they do that when we come back. Next, the process of having tailor-made furniture that fits you perfectly on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are here at Lejeune Upholstery with Fernando and Alex Alvarez, checking out all things custom furniture. There are a lot of steps in the process, and you guys have been kind of touring us through all of it, and now we are kind of in the heart of all of these beautiful finished products in your showroom. Here at Lejeune Upholstery, you guys kind of take things one step further when it comes to custom.
Yeah, when we say that it's truly made custom and made to fit, we're not kidding. That's the great thing about this space, is that you can come in and you can actually sit on different pieces. And when you find one that sits you the best or fits you the best, regardless of what it looks like, and we'll measure up literally the sitting depth, the seat height. We can work with back pitches. We have shims here that we love to use as a working model to kind of get you that perfect, find that honey spot that works for you.
So if I'm the customer and I'm looking to find the
Have a seat.
perfect inside seat depth of the sofa.
Ultimately, we'll do this structurally, but right now, just to find the perfect fit, this is a 1.5 inch shim. So we'll put this back there. Tell me that starts to get a little bit better.
It does. It feels like the seating
Correct.
is better. I wouldn't need a large pillow behind me.
I can see that the edge of the
still-
seat is right at the fold of your knee,
Yep.
which is what you want.
Right.
Also, how does the pitch feel?
It actually feels good if you're going to be lounging.
So if you wanted to use it, for example, in the family room, that might work. If you want to use it for the living room, you may want to be a little bit more erect. So we can take, let's say, a 1 inch shim. I'll put it just along the top here. Tell me how that feels now.
This feels more like where we were sitting earlier. I was
That's right.
a little bit more in a formal type of a sofa.
Correct.
So this was really one of those things, when it's true custom, you're getting this option. But the inside depth and the pitch is one part, but also the seat height is that other part, right? How can you help with that here if I was looking to kind of get that right seat
here
height?
we have just different props. So basically we can add to the existing piece of furniture that you're sampling a 1 inch block, we have 2 inch blocks, we have many more in our workroom. Start adjusting the height accordingly.
I love that. It's kind of like getting a fitting if it's a clothing, a dress, a suit,
That's
something
right.
like that. You're going to get that perfectly tailored piece.
That's correct.
Exact. I also thought we could talk about the stitching, right?
So once the customer has selected the fabric, then we will recommend which stitching samples work best. Of course, if you're doing leather, vinyls, or for the most part, flat solids,
Solid fabric.
any of these would work. This one here in the bottom is a piping, also known as a self-welt.
Yep.
This one here is a single top stitch. This could be done also in different threads, different scales. Finally, you've got a double top stitch, which is most typical found like in your nice fancy car leathers.
Yes.
Rather than doing this stitching twice in order to achieve the double top stitch, we have several machines that actually do it. They're double needle walking foots. And we can install a reinforcement tape behind it where the decorative seam is no longer just decorative, but now it's also reinforcing that seam. So all three seams are holding both pieces of leather or fabric together.
So adding a lot more strength to
A
that
lot more
where it
strength.
connects. This has really truly been a treat. I love seeing all of your work, the process, the craftsmanship, all of the details that go into creating such beautiful pieces of furniture and educating our viewers on all that goes into it as well. So thank you so much for spending some time.
Thank you very much
Thank
for the
you very
opportunity.
much.
We appreciate it.
And now let's take a look at what design inspiration we have planned for you next week on SoFlo Home Project. Next week on SoFlo Home Project, we get you inspired to create your own home getaway as we tour a beautifully updated home inspired by top hotels from around the world. So before we go, just want to give you all a reminder that SoFlo Home Project will be moving to Sundays at 5:30 starting September 3rd as college football season makes its return. So we hope that you'll join us every Sunday, 5:30 p.m. starting September 3rd. And now let's check in with Hunter Franke, the host of SoFlo Health, and see what he's up to tomorrow. Hunter, what's going on?
Hey there, Alena. I know it looks like I'm in a toy store, but I'm actually in an antiques and collectibles store. Trust me, there is everything here for everyone. But if you want to find out what they have, then you're going to have to watch us tomorrow on SoFlo Health. Plus, healthy Greek cuisine fit for the summer, outdoor gym etiquette with personal trainer Morgan Shapiro, and the positive effects on your body from drinking water. It's all right here tomorrow at 12:30 on the one and only Local 10 for SoFlo Health.
Thanks, Hunter. We will definitely be watching. And to our viewers, we thank you for joining us this week. And we hope to see you again next week for another all-new episode of SoFlo Home Project right here on Local 10. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.